Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Tallybook Troubleshooting. I'm your host, Keith Stelter, and once again, Tallybook Troubleshooting is brought to you by Arc Energy. We process your energy. And today we have a very special episode. A lot of you may know me from LinkedIn for the last year. I've been putting some content out, started out marking myself to get a job. Well, now I've had a job for a little while, and now I figured it was time to let you get to know my better half, the woman behind all the ideas who has helped me get myself out there and supported me right from the beginning, my wonderful wife, Erin Stelter. Erin, thank you for coming on my little show.
Thanks for having me.
So, today, Erin may not be so familiar with tally books and troubleshooting the oil field, but she is an oil field wife. And I guess I'll start out with a couple questions. What did you know about the oil field when you met me?
Nothing. I mean, other than there was money there.
So that didn't sound the best, but okay, so you only knew there was money. How did you figure any of that money was made?
No clue whatsoever. I just thought, no clue. Couldn't even guess.
You couldn't have even guessed. Okay, let's fast forward nearly 12, 13 years later. Oh wow, it's even more than that. 2006. Now we're 15 years later. What do you know about the oil field now?
Um, I know. I think I know a good bit more. I think I understand the different parts of it. I mean, especially even your current job taught me the upstream, midstream, kind of downstream part of it. Before I really knew, obviously wireline, drilling. Um, I think that was about it. I kind of knew the different parts.
There are a few more definitely, but I'm glad that you were able to name drop quite a few there. So I feel pretty proud. What have you learned? I guess as the industry, as a whole, has it? Were you surprised as much was made as it was?
As much oil and gas was made. I mean, it was
The products. Did you just think it was something at the pump and that was it?
absolutely, absolutely. I just thought oil and gas was, oil was this black um, thing that bubbled up from the ground. like,
Like the Beverly
yes,
Hillbillies?
exactly.
Beverly
That's
Hillbillies.
what's in my
Okay.
head right now. And then, of course, gas. At the pump. There you go.
Perfect. Nothing else is made. Absolutely no need for it. Correct.
At that point, never made the connections. No.
So this has been a show. The goal I originally had for the show was, positive stories in that occur in the oil field. People demonstrating that we're just not, these dumb guys out in the field just working a couple machines. There's a whole lot more to it. So knowing what you know now, what besides black stuff bubbling up from the ground, what else what surprised you was made from oil and gas that shocked you?
Um, well, the extent of the products that are made from oil and gas, you can almost say that any product has to have used at some point oil and gas to be made. I mean, from getting a product to somewhere, like the whole thing. So I kind of when I am talking with somebody, if that comes up, it's okay. Now I want you to think about everything you're touching right now. That had to have oil and gas at some point in its creation.
Very true. Now, for those of you who don't know, my wife obviously is not in oil and gas. What industry? You've been in a couple. You do sales. What industry are you in now?
I am in cold chain packaging, so I ship or I help customers ship things temperature controlled, whether it's cold or room temperature or whatever it might be.
Okay. So, not exactly a hub for oil and gas people, definitely. When they hear that I do oil and gas, are any of them, do they ever question, ask, curious about anything?
No, I mean, really and truly, the most common question is how is that industry doing? Because it's a very fluctuating, industry. Um, some days or I should say, some months, years are great, and then the others are, well, let's hunker down and get through.
Definitely, definitely. What about? Have you ever come across any, people that are negative against the industry that you were like, actually, that's not the way it actually is? Have you ever had that conversation?
I think that people have nicely tried to come at me in that direction. I shut it down pretty quick and let them know that I'm not interested in that conversation because I support it. My husband is in it. That we are in this industry, and that's definitely something I'm willing to talk about. But we got to have a couple more hours.
Definitely. That's. I'm happy that you defend our honor when you get the chance. I'm glad. I'm sure a lot of people out there are happy to hear that. Um, One last thing, I guess I was going to ask. So I was unemployed for the last year. You helped me immensely with all your sales background, uh, creativity. I would throw ideas off. We'd bounce them back and forth. What what have you learned over the last year since COVID, and what it's taken to be successful in the oil field? For me,
Well,
from my your industry is obviously different, but I guess as we learned on this journey together, what did you find?
in watching your LinkedIn progression, definitely putting yourself out there and making connections with people, and it's not just a sign here. It's a, this is me, this is what I'm about. Let's work together. Let's have a partnership rather than just um, sign here. Thanks for bye
It's
bye.
very reciprocal. Yeah, yeah, definitely. You get what you put out there, right?
Absolutely.
And still to this day, I'm amazed how much support there is online and people that reach out. And I'm amazed even by the support and people ask to do something like this online. Hopefully, I'll get my LinkedIn Live. I don't know, some sort of event going here shortly, and just come up with the right ideas. So I have been truly blessed with the opportunity that this has been, I've been given here, and and you've been a really big part of that. So thank you very much,
Hey, thanks for bringing me along.
everyone. My wife Erin. I just want to also mention Erin did a little bit of a podcast last week, pharmaceutical. Can you quickly mention that?
Yeah, I did a show with Beju, and you can find it on my LinkedIn page. It was a lot of fun being able to talk a little bit more about the pharmacy industry, pharmaceutical, and shipping, packaging, all that side of it. I had a lot of fun. It was great.
You did amazing, and as soon as I saw the episode, I knew I had to get this podcast superstar on my show and demonstrate it to all my friends to see, this is where I've been getting all my training from. So,
Yeah.
big hand to her. Thank you once again, baby. And as David Gibson has been informing me all the time, you have to have a tagline. So that's how you troubleshoot.